I told Jaclyn Glynn to not associate with social repose.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about the video that Onision made about me. Again, I'm getting a boob job, I'm having a breast augmentation.
You know, considering so unnecessary, why not just not get an implant at all? Instead, maybe find people who love you for you, aka people who are actually worth being around.
Someone I'm with would never get plastic surgery. I wouldn't let it happen.
Let's spin the wheel!
Of drama!
But now, we are not together anymore.
I deserve an apology for all the lies.
Hello Internet, my name is Rexa and I come to you from the land of heatwaves. I was talking to a close friend about what I should choose to make a video about, and she suggested that I do a video on the whole Onision Jaclyn Glynn saga. Yes, I know I'm a bit late to the scene as per usual, but that is because my channel is pretty new, which means I wasn't able to ejaculate my opinion everywhere all over the internet. But now I can. This whole ridiculous YouTube saga starts way back in 2016. Jaclyn and Onision were friendly and had done a collab, or two, or three. Unfortunately, they have been removed from YouTube, so I can't actually tell you how many there were. They would publicly tweet each other, and I remember Onision being, shall we say, very body positive towards Jaclyn Glynn. So, what changed, I hear you ask? Well, let us ponder this for a moment, this great mystery. Onision started targeting Jaclyn at the exact same time that she started dating Social Repose, aka Richie, aka Mother Moth. Coincidence?
I told Jaclyn Glynn to not associate with social repose.
Probably not a coincidence then, hey? Onision made his objections and opinions of Richie from the very beginning. I think it was just before she started dating Richie that Onision was telling everyone don't be friends with Social Repose because he's a creep and all this sort of stuff. So he warned her against his cheating, which the whole of YouTube already knew about, but then became fairly vicious and basically thinking she was a bad person because Jaclyn Glynn is the type of person who wants to make up her own opinion about somebody. He even went as far as to publicise the conversation that he and Jaclyn had all over Twitter. Then he went onto YouTube and he saw that Jaclyn had collabed with another YouTuber talking about gender. The video was actually called Two Genders. This will be important to remember.
How there are...
I feel like there are two genders.
Okay, yeah, see this is the thing. And
But
like,
there are multiple, as many people as there are different gender expressions.
Now I saw the video at the time and I didn't agree with probably about 50% of what was said in the video. But Greggy Poo went a little cray-cray. I believe he might have overreacted or got a bit sensitive about some of the things that were said in it because his partner, which now goes by the name of Kai, was identifying as non-binary at the time. He took the video a bit too personally and responded to it the next day.
What you just witnessed is a straight girl round up a lesbian so she could feel more confident in invalidating transgender.
I mean, being a lesbian doesn't make you an expert on gender identity, but I don't think it really was as malicious or intended to be malicious as he thought that it was.
This video by Jaclyn Glynn, she works very hard to tell transgender people what they are. Thank you, cis white girl. That's just what transgendered people needed. Another person who was born into the classification they feel comfortable with, telling the people who weren't born the way they wanted to be.
I mean, he's not wrong on that point. I'll give him props for that. But I'm not sure the context calls for that sort of commentary. You'll get what I mean later on.
Jaclyn, you want to know why people get offended when you talk about this kind of thing? It's because you're dumb.
Okay, I completely take back what I said about giving him props. Like, what are you, 5? You're a big poopy head. Childish insults don't help an argument on a widely debated topic. I thought everybody knew this. So then Jaclyn responded pretty much the same day. Of course she would. Why wouldn't she?
so Greg, I made this award for you I thought that you really deserved it because you did a fucking awesome job of twisting my words, of twisting Ariel's words to make it seem as though we were transphobic, which is fucking hilarious considering how many videos I have made in support of trans rights. We were not talking about transgender people in that clip.
The lesbian and the straight girl are literally saying that if you were born a man and you wear a dress, that doesn't make you a woman, it just means you're a man wearing a dress. That's literally what they said, which in 2016 is pretty jaw-dropping.
For the millionth time, we were not talking about transgender people in any way. Transgender people want to transition to the opposite gender. The people we are referring to have absolutely no desire to do so. They just don't want to be labeled as a woman or a man because they don't fit the societal definition of the stereotype associated with that gender.
Then he sent another response.
I have a question. Why is it whenever I make a video, it can be like 5 minutes and I make all the points I need to? But when people make response videos, they're almost always twice as long.
Maybe because they have better points than you, or they actually elaborate on their responses eloquently. Just a thought.
In support of trans rights. But you know this. I know that you know this. I know that you're not stupid. You can sit there and call me stupid and dumb all you want in your video.
Actually, Jaclyn, I don't know how many trans videos you've made because I don't watch your channel because your channel is insanely boring.
Thinks thou doth protesteth too much.
And then Onision, of course, went and got all self-righteous, as he does, and didn't want much to do with her at that point, and moved on to Blair White and Eugenia Cooney, as you do, as a YouTuber that wants lots of views and lots of money. Then he got bored with that and started baiting Jaclyn again. And then she responded, and then, well, you get the picture. Let's just say that there was a whole lot of videos going back and forth. And let's be honest, this is pretty par for the course when it comes to someone like Onision. He seems to thrive when it comes to drama videos and beefing with people. He loves to be talked about, but he hates the people who talk about him. He also is incapable of taking criticism in any way, shape or form and just labels it as hate without actually listening to what people have to say about him. Maybe if he listened, instead of talking over the top of people, he would actually learn something.
So we can't trust what Lainey says. So Lainey, because of her anxiety, could misspeak and say mistruths, correct? We can't trust what she says.
Sometimes you can, especially if someone's high anxiety, you dumb fuck.
I understand anxiety because I also have anxiety.
If someone's high anxiety, they're not going to be thinking clearly, idiot. And so, obviously, you can't trust what they're saying in that moment. Is there a fucking problem, you dumb cult-looking motherfucker?
The thing to note here is that he seemed to be done with her because she won't listen to him when it comes to social repose.
Oh my gosh, Jaclyn Glenn wants to be a guest? That would be cool.
Hey, love hair, man.
He didn't just stop talking to Jaclyn. He argued with her privately and then posted it onto Twitter for everybody to see because that's what grown-ass men do, apparently. Apparently, you can't claim to be right without being a total dick about it. So yeah, he moved on to Blair and Eugenia. The thing to really pay attention to is when things escalated due to Jaclyn announcing she was getting a boob job.
I'm getting a boob job. I'm having a breast augmentation. My surgery is scheduled for tomorrow morning.
You know, considering so unnecessary, why not just not get an implant at all? Instead, maybe find people who love you for you, aka people who are actually worth being around.
Women with small chests equal attractive. Never get plastic surgery for a boyfriend. Insinuating that's what I did, apparently.
I honestly don't know if this was just an excuse for him to keep talking about her, or if he thought he had a right to dictate how she should look, or if he genuinely thought that the only reason she got the surgery done was due to her relationship with social repose.
Someone I'm with would never get plastic surgery. I wouldn't let it happen. I would not.
You would not let it happen. What? This is the most controlling bullshit that I have ever heard in my life.
What is that?
Because I'm me.
No, you're not though. You're dressing up like something, like you want people to take you seriously in a debate, but you like dressed up.
I could say the same about your boob implants.
No, you can't.
That's not you. That's not you.
What?
It was about this time that I checked out of the whole Jaclyn and Onision drama that was going on. And I think it was about this time that I just stopped being a fan of his altogether. Because I used to watch his videos. I used to think he was quite funny. He was offensive, but he was funny. And then all this stuff came out with Billy, and he was constantly making videos about her, and she didn't want to have her personal stuff aired out. And I didn't want to have that kind of shit going in my brain, you know what I mean? In November of 2017, a year after all of this started, Jaclyn posted an 18-minute video titled, "I'm an Idiot." I could tell from the thumbnail of this video that it was not her usual thing. Her eyes were bright red and she looked awful. In the video, she talked about the circumstances which led up to her breakup with Social Repose and the douchebaggery he had engaged, which had prompted her to come out with what really happened. Side note, this is when I stopped being a fan of Richie. So, what do you think Greg's response to that was? Nope. Try again. No, though, that is what he should have done. Warning, epic douche alert. He basically took the "I told you so" route and demanded that she apologise to him.
Either I'm wrong and she makes the apology video, I win, or I'm right, and I'm right. I deserve an apology for all the lies that Jaclyn told about me. Anyway, it's not going to happen. Justice isn't like, it's more of an idealistic thing.
And what do you think her response was? 5 points if you can guess.
I, for a long time, denied that I got any kind of plastic surgery. I was forced, absolutely 100% forced to get boobs. Right now I'm wearing 4 bras. Clearly I'm not comfortable with the way that I look. Like, I really, really hate this a lot.
Boob squeeze.
I personally loved the added effect of showing off her boob job. Since he made it clear he thought it made her ugly and unattractive and he didn't like it and yeah. Now this is where I lost track of everything, and I can't even believe what has transpired actually did transpire. Because Onision at some point actually apologised and said what he should have said at the time of the breakup.
So, one day I decided to warn her about a guy named Social Repose. So I tell Jaclyn Glenn, I say, hey, I can't be friends with someone who's going to be friends with this guy because he is just downright the worst. And so I said, hey, man, I'm telling you who this guy is, and if you're going to ignore me, then so be it. We're not friends. I was very, very stupid once everything went down. Once he went behind her back and got with another girl, I decided to attack because I couldn't be the bigger person.
Jaclyn made a response to it, and then he responded to her response.
I just felt so weird watching it. I was like, really? Where did this come from? Like, I guess, like, he said he had an epiphany. My overall feeling from watching his video was that it was genuine. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yo, so check this out. I'm so proud of, Jaclyn Glenn's response because this is what I was afraid of. I was afraid Jaclyn Glenn was gonna go, actually, Onision, you're this, this, and this.
And apparently they're good now. One thing I wouldn't say it's a fault of Jaclyn's, but it can bring her trouble in her personal relationships, is the fact that she's too forgiving. Sometimes you just gotta cut people when they're nasty. I mean, how can you be friendly with somebody who said this?
Jaclyn, you want to know why people get offended when you talk about this kind of thing? It's because you're dumb.
And this.
Actually, Jaclyn, I don't know how many trans videos you've made because I don't watch your channel because your channel is insanely boring.
Oh yeah, and he did this. And that.
You did not improve yourself, only became less yourself.
And you're cool? You and Onision are cool? I don't understand. Maybe Onision has changed. I looked at some of his recent videos and his whole demeanour and attitude seems to have adjusted slightly. But whether he's actually treating people better, I think I'm going to wait to see what evidence comes up before I actually make any judgment on that. And I would suggest that you do too. Well, guys, gals and other, this marks the end of the video. Thank you so much for clicking. on the video of a very tiny little YouTuber. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on this whole thing. I'm out.